Welcome back to VaporNews STL. I'm your host, Emerson. Recently, we held a show here in St. Louis at the Platypus in a beautiful district of our city warmly known as the Grove, where we had performances from Luxury Elite, FrankJavCee, Young Shiro, and Sythe Heaven. Today, we will be sharing with you a series of interviews with some of these artists before our show, as well as a series of interviews from people of our community who attended on our new segment, Community After Hours with Timothy Morrison. Welcome back to VaporNews STL. We are live here outside of the Platypus, Eat Duckbill, and Confluence Kombucha. We are here with Young Shiro before our show, Ghost City here, and we're going to ask him a couple of questions. You want to say hi, Young Shiro?
How's it going, Kings and Queens?
You heard it from the man. So we'll get right into it. Young Shiro, who inspired you to make Vaporwave?
So I actually don't make Vaporwave, I just mix it. But to answer that question, Skeleton Lipstick, my idol mentor and co-host, my good friend DS Dude, and just anybody who used to make playlists and mixes in the early 2010s.
Beautiful, beautiful. What are some top artists or genres that you're listening to right now?
Man, so the cool thing about tonight is I am the opening DJ, so I get to relax a little bit. I don't have to do a turn-up set like I usually do. So what I'm playing tonight specifically is my favorite genre of music in existence at the moment. It's called Lo-Fi House. Talking like Baltra, DJ Boring, DJ Seinfeld. Many in our scene know DJ Sabrina the Teenage DJ. She's kind of Lo-Fi House adjacent. Pizza Hotline dabbles in Lo-Fi House, Luxury Noise. So yeah, it's just four on the floor, very lush, very vibey, intentionally degraded audio quality, like, just intentional peaking, bit crush, and just an emphasis on pads and just ambiance and haze. So lo-fi house. I'm into a bunch of other shit too, so I could go long on this answer, but definitely go lo-fi house. I love Vaporwave, but lo-fi house is my true passion.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Lo-fi on its own, I love, but lo-fi house together. Can you tell us a little bit about your creative flow?
So I don't make music, I just mix it. I do sets either in Serato, DJ Pro, or Record Box. I have all of my tracks that I really like organized by genre. I have crates of different genres. Every month when I pull in new material, I just take the creme de la creme and I organize it by genre. So it's always there at my ready. I typically try to mix in key if I can. Tonight's set is going to be mixed completely in key. Sometimes you can't do that, but tonight it will be. And honestly, I just try to include as many bangers as possible. And I try to end strong, and I try to start and end strong. I'm a bit more of a performance DJ, so my sets are oftentimes planned out ahead of time. So I just that allows me to kind of focus on making sure that the tempo's right, making sure that I beat match, making sure that I do a good solid blend, and it's not just chaotic or messy sounding. I hope that answers your question. Otherwise, honestly, I try to not rely on substances, but sometimes a drink or two helps. I'm abstaining right now due to cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, but a drink or two definitely helps keep me from overthinking.
I can respect that. I can absolutely respect that. I'll ask you a bit of a, not too personal, but more personal towards your craft and things. I noticed that you do, and you kind of already answered, you play a lot of genres whenever you play out, generally catered towards the night and stuff. I think that's really cool, and not all DJs, kind of go down that route. What's your favorite, or what is the most fun for you to play out live as far as the genre goes? I think I know the answer.
So that's a really good question. There are a lot that I really enjoy. Lo-fi house is nice because I can spend a long time just doing EQ fades and just slowly melting from one song to another over 2.5 minutes. I really enjoy future funk, obviously, because it's danceable and people respond well to it. More than anything, I enjoy sets that I don't get to play as frequently. For instance, in Madison, Wisconsin 2 weeks ago for Midwest Static Season of the Glitch, I got to play a dark synth set, which was fucking awesome. And I definitely got a little chaotic with that. A couple years ago, I played a couple sets in Nashville for iClick. iClick is out of Nashville, and he booked me a couple times. And I played in Chicago as well, and I got to play some deconstructed club music, which is just really discordant, cacophonic, whatever the word is. Just angry, bombastic, like techno. Like Fatima Al-Qadiri type stuff. There's a couple artists in Vaporwave. I'm trying to like explain how it sounds, but anyways, it's just angry, bombastic club music. So I enjoyed that.
A lot of expression, you know, letting it out there.
It's just very violent and very like alien sounding. So, and there's not a lot of mids, there's not a lot of melody, so it's just easy to mix. Yeah.
Well, young Shiro, thank you so much for your time.
Always.
Do you have any last words of inspiration for anybody looking to DJ or create music within this beautiful genre that we find ourselves in, Vaporwave or
I could talk for like 5 minutes if you're asking me to like shout people out or like promote or praise. But one thing that's been on my mind lately, a lot of people ask about how to get gigs or like how to get people to listen to your music or to get noticed or whatever. And I just want to remind everybody that you got to do it for you. I'm kind of old, and I've been screaming into the void for years, starting with an old website that I ran where I did music reviews, networking, promotion, curation, and it took me a long time to get noticed and to get traction, but I did it for the passion. I did it for myself, and anybody that ever noticed was just a +1. So do it for you, but more importantly, if you want people to listen to your work or book you, you need to support them too. You need to participate. And it's weird because like you can't do it for that reason, but just jump in Discord servers and listen to people's music and tell them what you think about it. Especially if you like something, tweet about it, put somebody on, praise somebody, pay for their album, go to their show. Like, you don't just get gigs by being, sometimes you get it by being good or by getting a lucky break, but a lot of times more than anything, you get gigs and you get listens because of being part of the community. So I know some people are kind of neurodivergent, maybe have some social anxiety. I get that. I'm a homebody. Push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. If you have to do it online, jump in a Discord server, tweet about people's work, just support, praise, promote, be a homie, and be a part of a group of people that have fun together. And I know that's kind of long-winded, but like, if you're feeling like you don't know where to start there. Jump in a Discord server or go to some local shows and make some friends. You'll get traction, and it doesn't happen overnight. Give it some time and just keep doing the right thing and do it for yourself, and eventually it'll grow and it'll blossom.
So here we are live outside of the Platypus with VaporNews STL. We have FrankJavCee here. Frank, do you want to say hello?
That's right.
So Frank, we're going to ask you a couple of questions relating to Vaporwave and the music world in general. We'll start off, who inspired you to make Vaporwave or the music that you consider you make?
In 2012, I had a roommate that was really pretentious and said Vaporwave was too smart for me, and then I was like, no, it isn't. So I made a video called How to Vaporwave, making fun of them, and then it went viral.
Okay, next question. The Simpsons. What in the world, in your words, ties The Simpsons to Vaporwave? Was it the Vine video, or is it something deeper than that, you know?
Well, I think it's just nostalgia in general. The Simpsons had a stranglehold over all of culture in the early 90s, and I'm an early 90s baby. So, like, that, whenever I think of The Simpsons, I feel very much in the womb. It gives me, like, a fetal kind of vibe. So, everyone go stream Simpson Wave 1995 by FrankJavCee and all the other variants of it. I gave them permission to slow it down and remix it. So, yes.
The stuff is very smooth. Very smooth. Question about your most recent release, the sped up version of a lot of your songs.
Oh, yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that?
So I'm actually very hyper individual, so I like speeding up music, and I realized I didn't speed up a lot of my songs. Actually, my live show that I'm gonna do, all the music sped up by like 6 to 12% faster, so I could like be more active. Also, I love Sonic the Hedgehog. He's one of my idols for real.
Very fun. I also idolize Sonic the Hedgehog, but I love Tails.
I'm more of an Eggman connoisseur. I like watching him evolve over time.
He did kind of evolve. He's got a big brain and a bigger mustache. What are some of your top artists or genres that you're listening to right now?
I'm really into Brazilian funk music. I love watching these like kids from like Eastern European countries blow up on Spotify and get like hundreds of millions of plays. Like 100 million plays on Spotify is like $400,000. So it's like literally altering these kids' lives. I listen to that. I'm really into Dungeon synth. So Dungeon synth is like, you know, medieval kind of like synth music. It has very fantasy oriented vibe to it. Also, I'm really into New Jack Swing right now. So New Jack Swing is like a 1990s genre, very laid back, has that swing, yeah. So I'm all about that right now.
Right on. Gotta love some Bobby Brown. Gotta love some Bobby Brown. And MJ, you know.
I remember the time.
Yeah, you gotta be starting something. What's some advice that you could give to future artists trying to get into the genre of vaporwave or really make music in general?
If you want to get into vaporwave, understand what makes you feel weird. Vaporwave is all about this weird feeling we all subconsciously have and we're longing for. Any music genre in general is be yourself. Whatever you like, people will like and you'll attract them.
That was wonderful. That was beautiful. What does vaporwave mean to you? I believe that will be our final question.
I don't know, it's fun. I like it.
I love that. I think that's all for now. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Let me shout out your channel again. So it's Vapor Space St. Louis?
Vapor Space St. Louis, that is the production organization people that is throwing this show on right now in Ghost City. And VaporNews STL is the YouTube channel that will be promoting this.
Everyone go watch VaporNews STL right now.
Thank you. Thank you. This was VaporNews STL. Thank you very much, my friends. You have a beautiful day or night. And here we are live again, outside of the Platypus in the beautiful St. Louis Grove. We are about 5 to 10 minutes from showtime at our show here at Ghost City tonight. And I'm here live with Sythe Heaven. Sythe, would you like to say hey?
What's up?
What up indeed. Sythe, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions just about vaporwave, you know, your DJing lifestyle and things like that in general. We'll start off, who inspired you to start DJing or making music or being in this realm in general?
Okay, so in middle school, actually, I got into electronic music, and I think at some point I really did, like, I wanted to be a DJ in middle school. Like, I remember, like, pretending to turn knobs on, like, a table or something, and I think at some point I might have, no, I definitely did. I had, like, a small DJ controller that my parents got for me, maybe for my birthday or something, but I had no idea how to use it, and at some point in high school I sold it. So it definitely, the dream started there, and I, like, was super into, like, Skrillex and, like, lame ass like dubstep, bro step and stuff like
Fair.
that. Like, and certain things that I still think are cool looking back on, like certain like weird sound design shit like Tear Out, and I don't know, like it wasn't all super cringe, but I definitely don't love the same things as I loved back then. But the dream of being a DJ, the idea was definitely already there in middle school. And then after I graduated high school, I was following like LimeWire Prime, because he was my literally Jazz U instructor when I was like a sophomore in high school. And I saw in his story like it was Materia 7, and I went to that. It was my first rave ever, like underground rave, and I like immediately just like sparked that passion. Like I had always just been into music all through high school, like very, very extremely dedicated to like jazz, classical trumpet, a lot of things. But that definitely reconnected me to like the idea of DJing and the idea of being involved in throwing shows, like raves and stuff. And I like connected to all the Materia people after that, and so that's kind of how I ended up here DJing.
That's really beautiful. That's a whole web of things, you know?
Yeah, it's all just a series of like crazy coincidences, basically.
That's the synchronicity of life for you. what are some of your favorite artists or genres that you're listening to the most right now?
Okay, right now I've been kind of into like juke and footwork, like DJ Rashad and like the set DJ Manny did at Materia, like to close the last Materia out was so ridiculous, like so cool. So I've been into that kind of thing. In general, like I would say Moe Shop is one of my big inspirations, like especially when I was first starting out DJing and trying to find a style. Also for music production, like they are so cool, like kind of combining like kind of French house influence, but also a lot of influence from Japan. Like I love a lot of Japanese producers like Toriana. I don't know, just there's a whole scene in Japan that's very, very cool, and I would love to learn more about too. But whatever, a lot of things I find coming out of Japan, like underground Japanese producers, are insanely cool.
What does vaporwave mean to you?
Honestly, to me now, vaporwave means like this community. Like I don't listen to a ton of vaporwave, but and the TVs I guess are very vaporwavy in my mind. I guess like the glitches and that aesthetic definitely connects to vaporwave. But when someone says vaporwave to me, the first thing that comes to mind are like these shows and Ronnie and like Paul and like everybody who puts these on. So to me, the community aspect of vaporwave is like more what I feel strongly connected to than the like all the elements of the aesthetic or like I'm not like super deep in the vaporwave scene online or anything or like listening to that music all the time. So for me, this community in St. Louis is like what vaporwave means to me.
I love that. I relate to that and resonate highly with that as well. Also, Sythe kind of mentioned that the TVs remind him of vaporwave. Sythe Heaven brings us CRTs, a whole CRT array of anywhere from 6 to 14 screens sometimes, with beautiful psychedelic movement and vaporwave art put on by Freaky Steve, who you'll meet eventually.
Yes. Definitely big shout out Freaky Steve.
Big shout out.
Being an amazing collaborator on the visuals.
Yes, our wizards. Yeah. Well, thank you for that beautiful response, Sythe Heaven. I really love that. One final question. If you have any advice for future musicians or DJs or anybody looking to get into music as like a hobby or a profession, what would that be? It could be simple or complex.
For me, my advice would just be get out there. Like go to shows, talk to people, get out of your shell, like out of your bubble. Like for me, that's how like all the pieces fall into place in such like strange ways, but all it took was just getting out there. Like even there would be nights where I'd be like kind of tired after work or something, and I'm just like, fuck it, like let's go. I'm gonna go like at midnight or something. I'm like, all right, I'm having a second wind right now. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna like just go to this show, whatever, like following all these different, going to shows and then following everyone who is on the lineup and seeing what else they're up to, and you slowly get to know the web of things that are happening in your city. And like for me, it's kind of like all of those weird coincidences that have like led me to this point. Like I can think of all these specific moments where I just randomly talked to somebody, or I don't know, randomly like was driving on the road and saw somebody on the side of the road that I recognized and pulled over and became a part of a conversation that led to something else. Like all those random coincidences feel so I don't know, just so slim of a chance that those things happen, or so random and uncanny. But like if you're just putting yourself out there every day, you're kind of like putting yourself in a position for that to happen. So it sounds cliche, but like the idea of making your own luck, like to me it's like the more I get out there and do things, the more that 1% chance that something crazy happens is that dice roll is happening over and over again every day. And so I'm just trying to just keep getting out there, keep doing things, and every once in a while something like that, like a totally serendipitous connection or moment happens, and it's all about just putting yourself in the position to be there for it.
That's absolutely beautiful. That's right. You just got to show up, and pieces fall into place.
that's really like inspiring and cool thought because like anybody can show up. Like it's not something that you have to be insanely talented or perfect or anything. Like literally just showing up gets you so far. And like yeah, it's very accessible. Like anybody can do that.
Being you and providing your unique personal expression is exactly what the world needs.
Absolutely, that's a perfect way to put it.
Sythe Heaven, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
I've been your host, Emerson. This has been VaporNews STL, and we've got a show starting in there, and so we're going to get out of here and enjoy some lo-fi house from young Shiro. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We hope you enjoyed those interviews and gained some insight into some of these artists' hearts and minds. Now for Community After Hours with Timothy Morrison.
First off, we have with us today, my name is Matt. Matt! I have seen him at plenty of shows of ours, and we're very grateful for his support. Now tell me, Matt, how long have you been going to these shows?
So the first show that I remember going to was probably in 2020. It was the one for Vapor with Manipool opening. It was quite an experience. It was a lot of fun. I didn't know that Vaporwave was going on in St. Louis. I tried to start Vaporwave in St. Louis a long time ago. Back when like the EDM bubble was going and everyone was like, I can play house music, I can play D&B. There were people who were like, I need someone to open for my night. And I said, well, I really like Vaporwave. And there was a fella who was doing shows. He said, hey, I've got a show on Thursday nights. I would love to have people who would be willing to play Vaporwave. I like Vaporwave. And I came out and I played Vaporwave. No one knew what it was. Everyone there was there to hear dubstep. And usually Lucid was the individual who followed me, and he was very great, but he was not Vaporwave. And as a result, a lot of people came up to me afterwards while I was at the bar, and they were like, what was that? And that's what I love about Vaporwave. There's so many different directions you can go in. It's that warm feeling you feel when you think of nostalgia and familiarity, but also it's so much fun.
You can hear it definitely fun behind us, I am sure. It's loud and proud out there, for real. So we got with us tonight Rob. It's my dude right here, all right. He's actually repping the gear, too. Oh, love it. He knows what's up. He brought it especially. Oh, he even knows about the free shirts. He's building up a collection of these. All right. He got 5 of them. That means that he's been to 5 shows because I give them out free per show. Oh, man. So we just like to know, like, what Vaporwave artists that you're really into that are not St. Louis area and you would like to see here in St. Louis. What would be?
Off the top of my head, Lazuli Yellow, and I can't remember if I'm pronouncing it right, Trushy Nitas. I think he's LA based. Those are like the two I got on repeat on my playlist right now. I would lose my shit if they came. Lazuli Yellow and Trushy Nitas.
Okay, so you heard that from him, ladies and gentlemen, that he would like to see some of those. So we could possibly reach out to them if they're watching, maybe they would be able to want to hit us up here in St. Louis. All right, so I have another Vaporwave question. If you were producing something on your Vaporwave album and you had any sound that you would want to like it's like just stand out, what would it be?
Oh, definitely the Sonic the Hedgehog ring sound. Yep, that. Just like loop that, make that the whole beat.
Wow, dang! He wants that Sonic the Hedgehog. That's pretty Vaporwave-ish. We're all about that Sega Genesis style right there. Okay, so if you were to pick a system to come back into like the limelight, what video game system would you choose of the Vaporwave era?
Vaporwave era. Honestly, I was a big Super Nintendo kid. That might be contentious to some, but I would bring back the SNES. That shit was immaculate. If we're going like Y2K, the PS2. Oh my god, the PS2. An absolute masterpiece in gaming.
Okay.
Like ever made, really.
So to me, I would go for the Super Nintendo because, I mean, that music that comes off from the Secret of Mana Oh my gosh, like top notch. I mean, I would love to see somebody vaporwave that entire stuff right there. Are you gonna drive safe home tonight?
I live 10 minutes away, so I'm walking.
This dude is walking home, man. That is styling right there. It's like I like that though because he's got the shoes on for it for sure. You know, I don't know if my shoes are really gonna. They will handle. Trust me, they're great shoes. Welcome back once again here at Platypus Live, taking some footage. There's FrankJavCee. He was showing a little howdy do. And right now we have another patron of the Vaporwave, and we have with us
My name's Tyler.
Tyler. You're fresh to Vaporwave. You have not really like listened to it for very long, or how long have you been really like indulging in it?
I just I guess kind of sort of in and out over the past like few years or so. You know, just like within the internet zeitgeist, and I've seen you guys on various social media platforms, and just wanted to check it out for myself tonight.
Oh, so this is your first actual show that you've ever been to?
Yeah, as far as like vaporwave goes, I go to like rock shows here at this club a lot, but no, I haven't gone to a lot of like electronic based music shows, a whole lot, and definitely not. I haven't really seen any vaporwave shows.
Okay, so fans out there really want to know like what is going to bring them to want to come to St. Louis and play here, or just come here to visit here and want to see some shows.
I think, it's a good city. There's good people here. It's a good hang. It's a good place to play shows. Like as a musician myself, in like the pop punk scene, like I've played shows here. It's an amazing time. There's tons of amazing musicians and amazing people that are really interested in music. I think it's a fun, like, kind of overlooked city in the grand scheme of things. But like people don't know that like St. Louis was like top dog like 100 years ago. They almost made it the capital. So like it's still cool. It's very old, but like it's still cool. And I think, yeah, it's don't overlook St. Louis.
Okay, so you DJ now at all?
No, I play in bands.
So bands. So whenever you go out to your bands, would actually like shows, would you actually like tell them about Vaporspace STL? Would you rep gear? Let's just say that. Like if you would rep gear.
Yeah, I'll wear Vaporwave STL in any sort of promotional material. Absolutely.
That's what we like to hear. But so my question is, did you get a shirt tonight? You did not get a shirt tonight, and I'm glad that I asked that because I got a present for you. These beauty shirts for this special event tonight. I designed it, and me and my buddies printed it out. We wanted to make something special, and that's what we try to do is bring that speciality because we want to give you a gift. We love that you're watching us, and we love that we have our fans out here supporting. Thank you very much again for watching.